Okay, strap in. We're going to do the transformation. So first off, we need to take off the cannon from his arm, and you do that by twisting it to the side and just untabbing it. It's got a kind of peg with notches in there. So there we go. That's that bit off. Then we need to untab the arms. They are kind of pegged in a little tight, so you need to use this as your pressure point and gently just kind of untab them from there. Same again on the other side, and that's that one. Then what that allows us to do is to lift the whole top section up like this, and you can kind of straighten this bit out as well. That will help for later. Turn the head to the side, and then round at the top, all of this kind of pulls open, and you can tuck the head in and close all of that up. Then you can bring the barrel down like this. Round down here on the nappy, bring this front section forward, and then these two side pieces are just going to tuck under there. Like that, and you can just leave that there. Next up, we're going to deal with the arms. So this can get a little interesting. There's quite a bit going on in here, so we'll do the easy one first. This piece just rotates up there like that. So a nice easy one to warm up with. If you get this piece here and you just pull it out like that, and then pull all of this section open just to expose the inner arm there, then all of this section here is actually on a slider, so it just pulls out. You can see it just in there, and what that allows you to do is to rotate this round. Now you're going to have to kind of manipulate all of this past the fist, so there is a kind of certain angle of fist, I think it's this way actually, that just allows you to push. It's a little bit like you know, in some figures where you have to push things past things. It seems to be one of those. I haven't found a neat configuration that just allows it to go easily past. But do be careful, because you've got this little plastic piece in there holding the outer panel on. Let's just try that. That has worked. It's yeah, interesting choice, that one. So next you need to collapse the fist. It's on a little rotation there, so bring that round, and then if you point it this way, sorry, beg your pardon, you can actually just rotate it all around now. I think that's yeah, so you can kind of see the outer gun barrel is all lined up there now. Same process on the other side. Do the easy one first, and this here is a slightly different piece to this one. It's got another little hinge on it, but it's the same process. So tab this out, bring all of this out. This has got the I don't know what that is, the hammer. There you go, that's the hammer there. And then you can same again, slide all of this panel out. So just kind of grip it, slide it out, and then you need to work that past the hand. Try turning it this way. That should do it. There we go. It has got a bit of a moving past stuff feel to it. That I don't think there's any way around it. Turn this round. Sorry, beg your pardon. Rotate the fist in again. There. Then you can close this up, and you should have something kind of like this. If we come around to the back, you've got this piece here, which is the trigger, or the casing around the trigger, and it's on a little pin joint here. We're going to rotate all of this up like this, and what that kind of lets you do is give clearance to turn all of this way. Now you notice when I did that, there is a little moving past thing again over this piece here. it just is what it is. There is tolerance to do it, but you have to kind of just move it past there. So then you've got the barrel facing out the same way as the feet. Next up, you can close the two arms together, and you're using these outer torso pieces, the bits with the red on, and they fold in into the torso, or what was the torso cavity. And you can close up the two arms together. Now it's magic square kind of tabbage here, and by that I mean you're just going to have to go along everything and kind of line it up. There's no easy way with these for some reason. Just the way they're put together, it's not the best, I don't think. You know, because there's no clip on one side, if you see what I mean. You're kind of lining up panels with each other in multiple places. I just think that that's a bad choice. But here we go. Let's do this. So that's kind of in there. I mean, this is all going to get squeezed together at the end anyway, isn't it, really? Now then, for these bits at the top, the kind of configuration that you need is the hammer piece needs to be down here like that, and then this one is going to be kind of slightly above it. So have we done this right? Yeah, this is right. So you kind of see it's just fallen into place there. So there isn't much kind of holding this all together snugly, other than just getting the panels lined up, and that's the theme across the transformation. Actually, it is a bit of a bugger, unfortunately. There we go. Okay, so it should look like this. Okay, so we're on a roll. So then we're gonna come around this way, and we're going to rotate all of that top half on this the mid section swivel there. So then you're going to end up with the barrel pointing away from the feet. Next up, if we just bring these bits out of the way, including the little trigger tail, and we're going to do another rotation, but it's down here this time, between this black and the grey piece. So all of that is going to turn this way. So you end up with the feet again pointing the way of the barrel. And you've got this piece sticking out the front underneath the trigger there. So those are kind of some reference points. Then we've got another couple of little rotations. This time it's just the leg on the upper thigh joint. So twist all of that this way. Same again on this side. And you'll have the feet pointing this way again. Next up, we're going to close up the top section. So if we have it kind of angled like this, bring this down, and this is all going to lay flat onto here, and this is kind of the underside of the gun. So you can kind of see that triangular shape there. So you see where it's kind of aiming to be. Make sure that these are flat and pointing which way? So they kind of go in this way. So push them in on that hinge there, then angle them back, and then you can see that this is going to close over. And this is almost like a tab that's going to go into there. So it's a case of squish and place. And you know, we're going to tab all this in it properly at the end, but this is the configuration that you need. For the barrel, there's a little flap under here. Just bring that out, and then this is all on a hinged piece here. So you can see all of this rotates under there, like so, and this flap moves forward a bit to allow you to roll it into place, bring it up, and just tab that in there. The barrel itself, again, has a little rotation. And you can use that hinge actually. You probably do that first and slot that into place. So all nicely kind of lined up there. The end of the gun barrel, just it comes off actually to fit the larger piece on, but it does have a tendency to kind of pop off. So you should have something like this. So next up, We need to do another leg rotation, so you're going to do it on the lower thigh this time, and it's just that twist there. So do that on both sides. So you've got your feet facing back with the barrel again, in fact. So first up, we want to pull a foot out of the way and just begin by untabbing the sides. Now this inner piece is on a strange connection in here. It's wobbly. I think that's because it's on a ball peg down in there, but it just feels a little flimsy when you take that bit out. So just you know, a little bit of caution. Same again for the outer piece. This is on, again, another little sliding piece in there, but you can kind of untab it and it just frees that stuff up. And you can see this back piece comes out now as well. First one, if we do this bit, now this was really stiff. It's a thin piece of grey plastic with a stiff pin joint there, and to be honest, it felt like it was going to snap the first time I did it. It's loosened up some now, but just don't rush that one. Take a little bit of care with it, because that is a real potential for breakage, that one. But you basically want to rotate it out to the back here. Next point, if you take this flap on here, you can fold that in there, and that bit's done. Then we've got this, which is this piece here needs to rotate and fold back down into this cavity. Now there is no proper clearance to do this at all. So take all of this and move it on the double, it's on a kind of double hinge with this big silver joint there and that joint up there. So you're moving all of this up and out of the way. Then you can take this lower piece, sorry, there's a lot of moving bits here. Take this lower piece and just bring it down to the bottom a little. It just gives you a bit more clearance down here for some reason. You're going to push this down. It doesn't have clearance. It's a push something past something job. So just treat with a bit of caution. So bring it out a little bit and you're going to fold that flap down. It just doesn't have proper clearance. There's no way around that. So just a bit of user caution in that respect. Then we're going to slide all of this up. So it's going to go up there. And you're going to come back around to this side and line up the outer panels now with each other. So they're just a kind of, I hate these kind of tabs, to be honest. Just sliding tabs onto each other. I think it's a poor choice. But there we go. This is what it is. So line these up and kind of clip them together. So they just kind of fall into place there. Round on the underside, you can take this piece and it falls into that gap now. So it should look something like this. And then just down on the bottom, make sure the foot's tabbed in. There's a little tab just on the inside there. I think you can see it. It's going to go into this slot here. So if you squeeze that together, magic square style, you have the semblance of the gun stock, the handle, the grip there. So same again on the other side. Untab this. Remember, it's on a loose flappy wobbly thing. Untab the other outer side, again on a kind of loose flappy thing. Then bring all of this out of the way. Rock this all back, and again be very careful with this piece. Bring it up and out and over. Take this panel and fold in like that. Then extend this armature in here so that you're giving yourself just a little bit of space to work with this flap. And once again, move the thing past the thing like it feels like it shouldn't, and it goes in down there, and that's that. Then slide all of this up on that metal pin. Bring it back around this side. Close up the outer section. Slide these things onto each other. Back on the inside, you can rotate this round and that will just fall into that gap there. Make sure you do your foot, tab it into the side. And that is the other leg done as well. And next we have the hip pieces here. So it's similar to MP36 actually, you know, with the kind of thing, but you basically got to unclunk this pin joint in here in order to get the legs closer together. So you're kind of bringing them down like that. Then we need these cutout joints here to be facing backwards, but the legs, oh, the stock I should say, to be facing as it is. So rotate them to be like this. So you've got your cutout there, and it just allows you to move this stuff when we close all this up. So same again on the other side. Move that back. Move all of this forward again, and you should end up with it like this. Then we can go ahead and close these up. So you've got several tabs basically. There's a tab here on the hammer piece. You've got a tab here at the back and over and under. You've got one on the foot and then one on the front. So it's a case of line everything up. Probably do this one first, the flimsy grey one, just with a bit of caution. This one's a bit sturdier. This one's just kind of loose and just annoying till they kind of line up. Not loose, annoying. Squeeze the front one there. And that's actually not worked too badly that time. There we go. So now what we need to do is we need to bring all of this up and rotate this down, and you can see it's starting to take shape now. We're getting there, not far off. So bring all this up together, and these panels move to the back like this. There's a tab that it's going to go into there. Just have these lined up for now. Move that back to there. For your trigger guard, roll this down and it's going to come back around there, and there is actually a slot that this is going to tab into, so you can just kind of pop that in now. Actually line that up. Actually, let's get that square. Okay, we'll come back to that one, but you can see the basic shape. So now we just need to tab stuff in. Let's see if we can clean these up on the side first. Oh, God. Okay, that's one side. That's another. Squeeze that bit in. Squeeze this bit in. Squeeze the barrel in again. Now let's try that one more time. There we go, that's that one in. Make sure the hammer is kind of up like this, and then these have got two little notches. One's more pronounced on mine than the other, but in theory they squeeze into there. And there we go. After all that, it looks a little off center. I'll clean this up, to be honest, but there we go. That is basic gun mode. And of course you've got this, the sight. So again, it's on this kind of twisty kind of mechanism. So you pop it on sideways, and then you just turn it this way. Okay, so let's do this backwards. If we start by taking the sight off the top, you turn it sideways, and that just allows you to unclip it from that section there. Next, if you bring these down at the back, and then you need to untab these upper grip panels. One there, and one there, and just free those up from the side. If they want to go, they don't want to play. There we go. Okay, take the trigger guard out from there and just move that out of the way for now. You can kind of pull all this apart, untab the legs, make sure you do this bit carefully because these are kind of thin, but you can untab the legs and free all this up. If you maneuver these side pieces out the way, it just gives you a space to work on the legs. Now you're going to take this upper piece here, move it to the side, and then move everything back, so you've got that cutout joint pointing out to the side on both sides. If it'll go, there we go. Then unclip the black section here, unclip the feet down at the bottom, free all of this stuff up. On the inner legs, you need to free up this grey piece here. Bring this out, and you can fold this flat back round. Then you're going to want to bring this section down, slide it down, bring it round to the bottom, and you've got this awkward piece to kind of maneuver out. Now it is actually easier on the way back out than it is on the way in, so just kind of bring that out there. It does work past that clearance issue easier in this direction, so there you go, one positive. Background up here, if you take this section and you're going to fold it back in under there, that closes that up. Then make sure your foot is lined up. I moved that out of the way, and you're going to want this slidey piece here down at the bottom. Next up, we can close this back up again. So there's a little tab here which is just going to go into one of those slots there, so that closes in like that. This back section, rather than tabbing into there, it now just rolls in. There's a little armature piece in there that allows it to collapse back up. This grey piece can come down, and you can clip this into those two slots there. And there is another piece at the back here. It just kind of collapses in, so it just lines up under there. Then bring your foot. Oh, we're missing a piece. Yeah, there's a little tab on the inside there as well. Bring your foot round to where it needs to be, and good to go. Same on the other side. So start with untabbing this outer piece, freeing all that up. Bring your foot down out of the way. Take the grey flap and move this out of the way. On the underside here, take this piece, bring it round, take this flimsy piece and tuck it back in there. Then give yourself a little bit of space with this foot down here. Slide all of this down, and then you've got your infamous little flap down here. You need to bring this back out. So pop it out like that. Then you can close this piece up. Bring your foot back around to where it needs to be on this orientation. Then you've got all of this section here needs to rock back down like this. Line that up. Bring this around and close up the leg. There we go, second one done. Next up, you've got this lower thigh swivel there. Swivel these back round to the correct way, so they end up like this. Then we have this section here. This black piece on the grey piece is going to roll that way. Then make sure your trigger is down out the way, and these pieces are down. You're going to twist all of that this way. Bring these up again, and then line your legs back around, keeping that top section up there. Bring these back around both sides, and then you need to clunk your hips back into place. So just slot those up there. It should just rock up, and then you'll have something like this. If we come back around to the top here, you need to move this piece out of the way, and it will just allow you to open the arms up. Then we need to get this trigger piece down to the side and out the way like this. Then you can go ahead and bring each of the arms around on this swivel hinge down here at the bottom. Now you've got to get all of this section twisted around, and just be careful of the trigger. You're just going to move that past there, and sorry, trigger guard I should say, and bring it back around to here. So you should end up with something like this. Up at the top, if we just untab the barrel section, this falls out frequently from here, and then again there's a little slot, a little tab there. You just need to free that up as well, so that will allow you to bring all of this around like that, and you can close that up and then rotate your barrel back around, so it should be looking like that. Then on the top here, if you take this section, bring it out, bring the head out, close it back up and turn this way, then you've got this. So for the arms, you're going to want to rotate it like that, and then unclip this whole panel here. It's on a kind of sliding mechanism, so bring this out, and then move this out of the way. You need to get this past the fist, so have the finger pointing out towards you, and then it's got just enough clearance to move past, and then move the hand down like that, and then you can close that up and take the little hammer piece, and that is going to roll on the inside, close in there, and that will all close up like that, and this piece collapses back around, and then you've kind of got one arm sorted there. Other side, come around, twist all this around this way. You can close that one up. Then on here you need to unclip this section again. So you're bringing this out on this sliding mechanism, and then have your finger pointing towards you, and again you're just going to roll all this past to maneuver that piece round, collapse it back in, and then close off the forearm like that. That's your second arm. Then you can see as you maneuver these up, on the inside of the armature here there is a little tab here. There's one on each side, and you're going to work these into these slots on the shoulder joint there. But first you need to bring all of this down, so you can collapse all of that down, and then it will just clip into place. Just need to be kind of careful where you're holding and stuff. All of this feels a little bit soft, but if you just put the pressure in the right place, it does just clip in. Same again on this side. So make sure that that little tab is sticking out. Rock it up, line it up, and squeeze it in there. There we go. Click. And down here on the nappy, if you have these round at the back, maneuver these round, these just close off there. And this piece is a bit awkward on the way back, because you've got these grey flaps here you need to rock back out, but they have a little clearance on the way back out. It just bumps up against that, so just be careful, you know, don't stress it. You can actually see there how tight that is, this piece to move out. So go on, there we go. Not the easiest, that one. Then rock this piece up, it's on a double hinge, maneuver it into place, and there we go. Let's get his fist lined up the right way. Job done.